Hi everyone, here's another live replay for you. Enjoy.
Rebecca here. Saturday afternoon cook up. We're making ginger fluff. We're cake baking this afternoon. Yes, absolutely. So I have given this bowl a vinegar wash. Now when you are cooking with egg whites, it is vital that you give your bowl a really good wipe out with some good white vinegar. A cheap old white vinegar rather, not good white vinegar. Just cheap old white vinegar. And the reason being is if there's any grease of any sort in these bowls, if there's a little bit of dishwashing liquid residue, it can affect your egg whites getting nice and fluffy. And I know for a fact that anyone who uses even like a KitchenAid, any good baker is going to do this before they're using egg whites, just to make sure there's not one slick of any grease within that bowl to affect the result of fluffing up your egg whites. So I'm even going to go over my little blades with the vinegar and just make sure everything is nice and clean and ready, because we are going to be working with separated eggs for this recipe and making egg white nice and fluffy. So there we go. I'm just going to make sure my pins underneath are dry, because you must, they connect to motor. That's now had a good vinegar wipe out and a vinegar wash. That's ready to go. Now the one thing that I didn't do, which I should have done, was have these eggs out at room temperature. Look, I'm going to go with it and hope for the best. I'm sure it will be fine. Let me pop that out the way. Grab my little egg separator, because we need to separate 4 eggs. So, how is everyone today? Where are you coming from if you're new here? Hello, welcome. Rebecca Vogelzang is my name. I am a Thermomix consultant here in Australia, and I've been doing this for 9 years. For anyone that's been around for a while, you know me already. And welcome as well, of course, to all of my regular followers. I love you and appreciate you. If you have any questions relating to Thermomix, please fire them at me. However, if I miss them, feel free to send me a message. All my platforms, you can send me a direct message. If you're interested in getting yourself a Thermomix, you would like more information, please reach out to me. Guys, if you are already in touch with a consultant, go and talk to them, okay? If you are not, then I would love to have you and look after you. So, welcome everyone, now that that's out of the way. I'm just separating the eggs to make ginger fluff today. If you've made this recipe, let me know. All-time favourite. Oh, how cool is that? Welcome, welcome. Oh, we got Meg on. Hello, my darling girl. So it's a cake. It's a cake recipe. And it's an old-fashioned cake recipe. It's been around for a while. It's a sponge. It's a gluten-free cake as well, because we're using corn flour, gluten-free corn flour to make it. And it's a fluffy, light, airy cake, because we're separating the egg whites and the egg yolk to get a nice fluffy cake. So that's what I'm doing currently, just separating these eggs, and then we're going to start on with the recipe. Now, if you're jumping on now, I have already given one of my bowls a very good vinegar wash. If you need any tips around getting your bowl shiny and clean, my tip is cheap white vinegar, water, half, up to the litre mark, put it on for 6 minutes, 60 degrees, speed 6, walk away, and come back, give it a scrub out with a scrubby, and you'll have a beautiful, shiny, clean bowl. Quite often see comments from people saying that they have stuff stuck on the bottom of their Thermomix bowls. Guys, scrub it. It's a stainless steel pot. The other thing that I hear commonly is people are afraid to dishwash their bowl. If you have a dishwasher, guys, use it. They are made for a dishwasher. All right? So, there we go. Egg whites, egg yolks separated. That job is done. Let's bring up the recipe. and let's have a look at what we need to do. Now, that's my clean lid. I'm going to grab a clean tea towel. Won't have any greasiness on it to dry that. So yes, when you are working with egg whites, look, some people seem to just have success no matter what they do. But if you want to get nice, light, fluffy egg whites, even with a stand mixer, give your bowl a wipe out with good old cheap white vinegar, just to make sure there is nothing there that will compromise the result of your cake. Alright, so we're preheating the oven and we're going to lightly grease some trays. So let's get that happening. I haven't done that yet. Take that out. Put that there. And we want 180. And we're going to lightly grease and line 2 round springform cake tins and set them aside. I'm using these cake tins. These are the ones that I commonly use for baking cakes. And I have pre-cut liners as well, which is cheating, I know, but it makes life easy. I'm happy to do it. They're the big ones. These are the ones. I'm quite devastated these were a product on the mix shop. They are no more. So I'll have to be creative and cut my own. Takes up a lot of room. Got a small dishwasher. My dishwasher fits 3 bowls in there comfortably and many other things. Now we want some butter to grease the bottom. So there's not much on the packet. Normally I would use this to grease with. It's come out quite clean. So let's just do a bit of greasing of the tin. Like I say, if anyone has any questions and you'd like to reach out to me, please send me a message and I will get back to you if I miss any comments that come up on screen. I have 3 screens in front of me. I'm currently live on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. So welcome everyone. Yes, I'm here to help. If you need any help, please reach out. Right. Take that out, it's easier. So 20 centimetre springform tins is what the recipe asks for. I'm using my little tins that I use to bake cakes in mostly, which are these ones with the loose bottoms. Alright, so we're greasing that well, lightly grease. And look, here's a little video that's showing us a really nice way to do it with a brush. I'm just using my hands because that's what I do. And then I'm going to use these little pre-cut liners and just pop them in, and they stick to the sides, these little long pieces, ideally. And then into the bottom, up the sides there. And you quite often can find silicone ones of these now, which I think is probably the way that we want to go, isn't it? Because we're not wasting stuff. However, I'm yet to get more than one. I've got one set only. Keep waiting to see if the mix shop will come up with that next. It's probably on the list of things I'm sure they're going to bring out for us as well. Put locks on cupboards. Oh, I've missed something there. That sounds exciting. Alright, let me just give my hands a quick wash. So, I've not made this cake before, so we're doing it all brand new together, which is always exciting, isn't it? Barbecue liners from Bunnings cut to size. That is genius. I've actually got a whole packet of them that actually are from the mix shop. Exact same thing. There you go. Alright, well, let's get next. So we're placing the bowl onto the mixing bowl lid. So we're weighing in something. What are we weighing in? Let's have a look. The caster sugar. Okay. So this is my perfectly clean vinegar washed bowl in preparation for egg whites. Let's get a bowl for caster sugar. Down in here. And we're going to tare, and we're weighing in 160 grams. Now don't forget, with your Thermomix, if you just have raw sugar, put it in and blitz it up for about 5 seconds, you will have caster sugar. Okay, so raw sugar is all you really need to ever have in your stash. Set it aside. I'm gathering we'll be adding that gradually. So now we're putting in gluten-free flour, baking powder, ginger, cocoa, cinnamon. Oh, I didn't get the cocoa. All right, I don't want to use my clean bowl. That's for the egg whites. So let me grab another that hasn't been vinegar washed to do this step. So if we go back. So 120 grams of gluten-free corn flour. So as I said earlier, this is a gluten-free cake because it is made with corn flour. Please don't ask me if you can make it with other flours. That I don't know. I'm guessing you would need to perhaps Google that information. I'm not that clever. But yes, caster sugar is finer. But if you have raw sugar and you mill it for about 5 seconds, speed 10, maybe even less, perhaps 4, you will have caster sugar, okay? Or white sugar, whatever you need to have. Now, where is my cocoa? It is on this stand, I believe. Just right in the middle. That's it. Alright, so corn flour, 1.5 teaspoon baking powder, two teaspoons of ground ginger, and that is a ginger fluff cake. I do like ginger cinnamony things. Oh, cocoa first, a teaspoon of that. And a teaspoon of the cinnamon. I'm a terror, I eyeball things. I very likely should get myself a little set of spoons. There you go. I have noticed everyone has been making that Boston cream bun. To me, I would rather eat dirt. I can't do fruit bread. It's just not my favourite. Am I alone with that? Does anyone else out there feel like fruit bread is gross? I eyeball lots of things. Sometimes it can be dangerous, okay? Yeah, I just seem to think without the fruit, I don't think I'd like it. Is it all over TikTok? Yeah, I'll leave the team to make it. I'll leave the team to make it because they're likely to want to eat it. I don't want to eat that. So it says transfer to a separate bowl set aside. Right, hang on a minute. Because thoroughly clean and dry the bowl. Okay, so this is where that mix is in there. So that's our dry ingredients. And using the Thermomix like that means it's sifted. Okay, so here's my clean and dry, thoroughly clean and dry bowl. Oh my god, I can't speak. Butterfly. I probably should give it a wipe down too, but I think I'll just wing it. Let's go with it. So butterfly goes in. Now we want the 4 egg whites, which are supposed to be at room temperature, and they're quite cool. Oh good, Breezy, you're my kind of person. Not a fruit bread fan at all. I mean, the dough actually looks really good. Oops, I'm spelling it already. One of the girls that I know has made it today and it looks amazing. But yeah, it's not, you're never going to see me make it. Let's put it that way. It's just not going to happen. Don't do it. Don't like it. All right, 3 minutes whipping. So we're watching through the hole to avoid over whipping. We want soft peaks, okay? Yeah, no to the fruit bread, you too, Katie. Alright, so we're watching. It's set at 3 minutes, but we're watching. Alright, that's our dry ingredients in there. Is my coffee going cold? My husband always gets cranky at me. He makes me coffee and then I don't drink it in time. Milk bread is different, yes. I'll eat that, but not that. I'm not even really a fan of brioche. Is that controversial? Right, Charlene, there you go. What's next? Adding in the sugar. Love preview button. I love it. I love that we can go ahead and see what's next. We can be prepared and get ready. All right, here the sound is changing. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But what we want is soft peaks and we don't want to over whip it. So, if I just tap here and go back to where we were, let's have a look, okay? Because it definitely says, do not over whip it. All right, so that's looking good, okay? I'm going to go with it a little bit longer, all right? All right, let's have another little look. Let's do a little test. No, still a bit wet, so I'm actually going to swoosh the sides down a bit, but it's looking good. It needs a little longer because we want it fluffy, completely fluffy before we start adding that sugar. All right, so we're at, I think it was set at 3 minutes, we're at 1:27, so about halfway. So have another look. So, did you know you just press the button to stop it? Hopefully you did. Have a look, that's looking a bit better. Now, maybe a tiny bit longer. So we're at the 2 minute mark now. That's looking better now because it's starting to come down from the sides of the bowl. All right, let's have a look. And again, I'm not a professional. I've just had a bit of practice. Yes, that's better. See that? That's what you want. As they call it, soft peaks, yeah? All right, so let's not over whip. Let's do what it says. Now we're going to skip to the next step. And now we're going to go to speed 3 and we're going to add the sugar in slowly. 1 teaspoon at a time until incorporated. Now I know for a fact this is important, especially if you're making things like macarons, etc. Just be careful. So I'm concentrating here, hence why I'm not leaving what I'm doing. Hello, baby. So we're down to the last 40 seconds. We've probably got about another 3 teaspoons worth left. Go with that now. Looks good. Looking very good. You know, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is things I would never have done prior to having a Thermomix. It's given me confidence to make stuff way out of the realms of what I feel is my capabilities. So, there we are. Alright, that's done. Okay, oh, and then it says insert measuring cup, and we're going to turn speed select to 4. Look at that. That looks amazing. I want to dive in and eat that. Anyway, now, meringue I will eat. Not a fan of the old fruit bread, but meringue, yum, yum, pavlova. Alright, so speed 4 for a minute. And then we want golden syrup. Whoops, I didn't see that on the list. Now, where is mine? I believe it might be here. Oh my goodness, I don't know where I've put it. Maple. It must be here somewhere. Oh, wow, where have I put that? Okay. I have no idea where that is. Definitely not there. I've got rice malt syrup. I've got glucose syrup. Shoot. Oh man. I had it in a container. Ants. Where did I put that? No, I did not throw it out, did I? Oh! Ah! Sometimes you can't see the wood for the trees. So, we have tiny ant problem in this house. Yeah, Joanna, you probably could too. Anyway, I have to keep things like that in a container because the ants go crazy. I have golden syrup. All right. So what does it say? Add 30 grams of golden syrup. So what do we got here? Let's move these egg yolks out of the way. Glossy, glossy, shiny, glossy, beautiful looking egg whites. So let's hit tear. Oh. There we go. Back in the container it goes so we don't get the air problem exacerbated. Okay, lid back on again. Turn speed selected to 3. And then add 4 yolks one at a time. Okay. One at a time. I guess that's it. Now we're removing the butterfly whisk, scraping down, and adding in the corn flour mixture now. So, oh wow. Wow. Now it's like a golden fluffiness in there. Hence the ginger fluff. Alright, butterfly out. Scraping down. Nice. Okay, so bowl A into bowl B. Done. Lid on. Four seconds of mixing. Then we're scraping down, mixing again. Oh, this is exciting. Found, what did you find? Couldn't find this? Scrape down. Three seconds. Thank you. Hello. All right, divide mixture evenly between prepared cake tins and bake for 15 minutes or until cake springs back when lightly touched at 180. So, here we go. Oh, it's so fluffy and light. Trying to, again, eyeball the mix. I'm not really bothered if one's a bit bigger than the other. That will do us. Okay, here we go. Into the oven they go. They're very bubbly, very light, very light. Get them both on the same shelf too, so we get a nice even cook. So, 15 minutes. Hey Siri, can you time 15 minutes, please?
15 minutes, counting down.
Immediately turn cakes out onto a wire rack, cover with a tea towel, set aside to cool completely, approximately 15 minutes. Then we're going to spread it with jam, and it's jam of choice. I'm very blessed to have been out to Willowvale Cooking School and picked up some Rosella jam. I found it. Found it. Yes, I did. I must remember I've got them hidden up here in the container that I looked straight at, by the way. I was looking directly at it. In there is some pomegranate molasses as well. All the sweet sticky things that perhaps the ants might like to get into. If anyone else has an ant problem, you will understand completely. What a nightmare. Once they come into your house, it's very hard to get rid of them. So, 15 minutes, wire rack. Get that out ready. And in the meantime, I'm going to quickly pop these things back into the pantry. Tidy up as we go. And tonight for dinner, we are actually going to be having steak. And with said steak, I'm going to do a nice, where's my jam? I'm going to do a nice Asian salad. So, I'm going to do the Asian dressing because it is so good. Ginger, cinnamon. Right. So if you want to stick around and watch that, absolutely stick around. I have cooled down, Maz. It's a lot cooler today. We're expecting cooler weather for the next few days, and then it's going right up again end of next week. Not looking forward to that at all. This is what we call flu season here in Queensland. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. I'm a lot cooler today. Thank you, darling. There's days where the heat just absolutely gets to me. Plus, being of my age, you know, ladies will relate if you're my age. Although I'm quite sure, I don't know. Be interesting to know the average age of who follows and who watches. But it's rude. I'm not going to ask you all to tell me your age. All right, let's do some Asian dressing now we've made a cake. Oh, the other thing we need to do is whip some cream. Now, this is a tricky job. So, has anyone whipped cream in their Thermomix before? And I'm not going to do it yet because I really want to do it and get it on. So, Katie won. 36 next month. Well, there you go. Yeah, I thought that'd be about the age I'd probably appeal to. I love you girls, you know that. Alright, so let's swipe. We're going to do the Asian dressing. Where did my pen go? There it is. No, that's not it. I'll have to use my finger. So I can't remember for the life of me what's actually in this Asian salad dressing. I'm sure it is called that Asian. I'll just type Asian dressing. Asian vinaigrette. Is that it? I'm not sure that is it. Or maybe it was. Shouldn't have been sauce. Thai dressing. Oh, I think that was it. Alright, let's go with it. Now, have I got coriander leaves? That is a very good question. I know I have some. Now, they've been sitting in my vacuum seal. And let's see if they're still good. Yeah, they're definitely not. The time is up on these babies. No matter how much you want to vac seal anything, when the time is up, the time is up, and I can't remember when I put you in there. God, some of them still don't look too bad. They don't smell bad either. Honestly, I really thought that would be all a goner. That so isn't. That's still fine. I should have had faith in my VacuSeal containers. 26. Oh, I wish I was 26. I could be your mum. No, Maz, you are not. Goodness me. Well, there you go, hey? Just goes to show. All ages, all kinds, Everyone is welcome here to me. I'm here to help anyone. Right. So what was it? 5 grams. It might be 5 grams. Oh, it's not far off. Go to the vacuum seal container. Alright, next. Chopping. Oh, a lid would help. A clean lid. Where's one of them? Now, this is what gets me. I always seem to be... Ah, ha, ha. Oh, hang on a minute. What's happened here? Has this gone on? It does look clean. Some of it doesn't. I don't think it has. Alright, let me give that a quick clean because I'm pretty doubting myself if that's been turned on. There is room for more in there. Anyone else have that problem that you get left? Hey Faye, how are you? 65. I've got a daughter your age. Well, there you go. Actually, yes. What did you say? My mum's 76, I believe. She is, what am I, 52? She's 5 years. 5 years on my number. No, she should be 77. There you go. Hasn't been turned on. I saw an arm putting things in when the live started. Charlene? Sorry, what? Seriously. When I look at what that's done now, I really could have just torn that off and not bothered with that. The dishwasher. Oh yes, no, well, I'm thinking it should have been on earlier today. But there's a bit of tablet stuck here on the door, so it hasn't worked properly. And there's still dirty dishes, so my guess is, no, it's definitely not been turned on. Why am I setting this aside? Is it a garnish? Do you know what? I'm just going to leave it in there because I can't be bothered setting that aside. For all that's in there, it'll go in the dressing. No. Oh, this cake smells so lovely. You must be nearly coming up to time, right? Must be. It's a good sized garlic clove. I'll go with one. Bit of ginger. 10 grams. About that. She's been sitting there a while, so I will take that rough old skin just off the edge there. Cut into round slices. Oh, I love ginger. It does do that with parsley a lot, you're right. There's a lot of recipes which says chop up the parsley, put it aside. Yeah. You know, I always say to you all, pick your battles. And I'm adding more ginger because it's yummy. Now we're chopping. Missed a few bits, so I'm going to repeat that step. Oh, that smells so nice. Alright. Batter. Rice vinegar. Remember that time I dropped that rice vinegar everywhere? Crazy. Alright, how's my timer going, Siri? I'm smelling these cakes. 3 minutes. Let's not drop this one today. That's terrible. Oh, peanut. God, that stuff is rank. Stinking. Okay, honey. Honey. 1 tablespoon of honey. Let's see what I can do here. Make a big mess. Get that little bonus bit off the side. Oh God, I love honey. Light soy. Two tablespoons. 1, 2. Sesame oil. Up to that one. 1, 2. And mix that. Okay, here's a challenge. Someone search for me. What is an alternative to ground nut oil? Asian dressing. Hey Siri, what is an alternative to ground nut oil?
Here's what I found.
Peanut oil! That I have. Right, where are you hiding? In here. My picky peanuts from King of Roy. So we want to weigh in 50 grams into something. Okay, seems like a bit of a unnecessary step, but let's do it. So obviously we're using some emulsification here. I'm going to add this in gradually, my guess. The peanut oil. Move jug then, insert measuring cup, and yes. Speed 3. And now we're going to slowly insert the oil onto the lid here. And then it will drizzle gradually into there. So we are emulsifying. Okay, so this is how we emulsify. Sunflower oil probably would be a good one. Grapeseed would be too. Peanut oil is my one that came up on my watch. Oh, here we go. Timer's going off. I'm going to trust in my measuring cup to drizzle for me. Because the cakes are done. Oh, they smell so good. What? Shut the front door. Yep, light and springy, baby. Look at that. Now, it said get them out immediately, didn't it? onions cut into pieces. Let's just pause that for a second. Oh, I don't need that to come out. Hang on a minute. I'm just going to house it. Go back to recently cooked ginger fluff. So it says, okay, immediately turn cakes out onto a wire wrap. Okay, one. Maybe over a bit. Two. Woo! Oh, they're beauties. Get off, get off. They're so fluffy. Where's the other? Here. There we go. I'll get that onto the rack a bit better. Ginger fluff. Oh my god. Yum, alright. Yum. Oh, asbestos fingers. Okay, so there we go. We'll let that just do its thing. Cool. While I get rid of these. Okay, so now we need some spring onions for this recipe. Now what did it say? We've got to let them cool for at least 15 minutes. Cool. I'm chuffed. Patience with the egg whites. So key. Alright, 15 grams of spring onion. Oh my god, I love the smell of that. Cut into pieces. So I reckon that's the end of these two. That have been sitting here. I will replant these little rooty bits and get some spring onions growing in the garden. I've got quite a little collection happening out there. Regrow your onions. Okay, let me just pull these yucky bits off that. Right, oh! Wash them again. So it says, cut in pieces 5 millimeters. That's where scissors come in handy. There. Oh my goodness, that ginger cake smells so good. Reserve chopped coriander. Well, we cheated. It's still in there. Mix with a spatula. Serve immediately or store in a container in the fridge for up to 1 week. Asian dressing. Oh my goodness. Yum. So easy. Okay. Let me get that into a container. I'm sure I have a nice little jar I can put that into. I do. Alright. So, here's another little trick that I like to show people too. You may know this one. If you don't, then it's very handy to use your lid as a funnel over your jar, right? So then you're not going to splash stuff all over the place. If you are, you're splashing it onto the lid, which is already dirty. So you can turn it up either way. I prefer the dirty side, just quietly. Into the jar she goes. And there's some beautiful Asian vinaigrette dressing for my salad that we're going to have with our steak tonight. Too easy, yeah? All right. Let's get rid of that. So we've got bowls galore here, ready to go in the dishwasher. I need to clean one quickly to do our cream for our cake. Alright, so there's that vinaigrette in the jar. And that last, it says up to a week in the fridge. Yum. Yes, Gail, it's a cake. Here it is. So we have the fluff. We've made the fluff. Smells divinely delicious. It is a gluten-free cake. It's made primarily of egg white and corn flour. Gluten-free corn flour. Alright, so now what we're going to do is build the cake. I'm going to clean my area. Okay, so we can take the peanut oil away. And we need to whip some cream, which is always a very delicate process for someone that only uses pure cream, because if I'm not careful, I end up with butter. Oh, don't do that. Flood the joint. So we want a nice plate to present this on. Let's go with this pretty one. And then, oh dear, I've made a bit of a mess in the bottom of the fluff. Look at that. It's yummy. Yeah, watch that. I might put it that way up now, and then that will be the top anyway. Okay. I'll sprinkle some icing sugar on top. Hides everything, right? Okay, clean bowl. We need a clean bowl. Do I have one in the cupboard? No, I do not. Alright, we're going to have to wash one. I'll tell you what I'll do is quickly put these things in here and switch this on proper. Yeah, no, it hasn't been put on. I've got our lid and a bowl. Go there. Goes there. Up here. Now it's going. icing sugar does fix everything. And as I mentioned earlier, when we did that French bread baking class, I picked up Rosella jam. If you haven't tried Rosella jam, you must. And apparently it's quite a tricky thing to make. The Rosella fruit is possibly hard to source. I'm not quite sure. I know Liz said, trust what she says. It's a process and it is divinely delicious. It is a delight to eat. So that is what's going in as a jam. But you can choose whatever jam you like to put onto your ginger fluff. Okay, let's try not to make butter with my pure cream. Give me 2 seconds. Here we are. We're down to the last one too by the looks of it. So this is my cream of choice. I like pure cream. I have it in my coffee. Anyone that follows me knows that. And as you'll see, it's already quite a thick cream. And it's delicious. But the problem being is that it can turn to butter if you're not watching. So when you are whipping cream, please note that with pure cream. Look at this, look, see? That's how thick it is to start with. So I have to literally watch this and not take my eyes off it for a second, because it will go from that to butter in a split second if I don't watch. So there we are. Anyone else experienced that with making whipped cream? Have you ended up with butter? Let me know. And it's happened to me a couple of times. Alright, so remember with our butterfly, you never go above speed 4. Like literally that's it, it's done. 5 seconds. If I go too much further, that's going to start to separate and become butter. Okay, so that will do. And I don't want to put a whole lot of cream onto this, to be honest. I want to keep it quite light. God, I was supposed to put the jam first. Dear oh dear. It's alright, jam can go dolloped on top. Actually, I can spread it onto the other cake. All good. I might need a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. I'm always so scared because I don't want to end up making butter. Do it. Alright. Titch more. This is a little less thick at the bottom. That is it. That is on the edge of heading to butter. It'll still be yummy. It's on the edge. Can you see that? Definitely on the edge. So quick. It's ridiculous. Alright, it'll still be delicious though. Nonetheless. So it's a long live today. Making cake and vinaigrette. And I hope you've all enjoyed it. The replay will be on my Instagram. Facebook, sadly, all of a sudden Meta have decided to delete the the lives after 30 days, which I think is such a shame. Unless I turn it into a reel, and to turn it into a reel on Facebook, you're only going to get a tiny, tiny, tiny little snippet of what the video is actually going to be. So I apologise in advance. Come and cook for you anytime, Annie, anytime. Yeah, I apologise, but the videos are going to be disappearing. So just so you know, Facebook, I have a great big library of my lives on YouTube, replayed for you all. So if ever you want to come and watch what I've been cooking, then Thermomix on YouTube, you can't miss it. Go and subscribe, and then you'll be alerted when there's a new video dropping on there. Alright, there's the whipped cream part done. Whipped cream that's really close to butter. So good. Now we're going to dip into this Rosella jam. Picking cream can take a little longer, but again, you have to watch it. Alright. Thank you, Maz. I'm so glad you do. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now, lovely Bruno puts a wax seal on top of his jam to keep it even better and fresher. So I've just got to take the little wax seal off the top. How cool is that? That's proper homemade, that. By a Michelin star chef, no less. How lucky am I? I'm so blessed to have gone to that fantastic cooking class. Now, let me look at the picture of this cake again. Because, I wonder if I should have it up that side. Because I don't know, this side looks damaged, although I will sprinkle, it's coming off in my hands, I have to eat it. What do you reckon? That side or that side? When I look at that picture dusted in sugar, I'm thinking it's this side. I'm going to go with this side. Alright. Now to dollop the jam. I'm being generous because I love this stuff. And essentially, that cake it's bland. It's not overly sweet. It's got spiciness to it. So if you want the sweetness, go hard with the jam. Check it out. Now I've got to try and position this on top. Plop. Yeah, I reckon definitely that side. Right. Joy of making food for your family. You get to taste it as you go. All right. The piece de resistance, we're going to sprinkle some sugar on top. There you go, Mary. That's amazing. I don't make jam. I have done it once when I first got my TM5 many years ago. And it is great, but you know what? I'm not a great jam eater of sorts, so I sort of figure I'll leave that to the experts. Oh, I've just remembered something else I'm going to add to this. Oh, strawberry dust. So I recently ordered some of this after seeing one of our other consultants using this product, Loverberry strawberry dust. Oh my God, it smells so good. So it's made from strawberries. It's from a strawberry farm. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on top as well. Yes, I am. All right, where's my little sifter? Here we are. So we're going to sift some icing sugar on top. Let's just get a big chunk out. And that hides all the sins of the wire rack. Yep, big chunk of icing sugar came out there. How good does it look, right? Got to be generous with this because we want to hide the sins of the not so pretty top of the cake. Okay. Then, oh my God, it smells so good. Oh. Strawberry dust on top. Ready. Now it looks like it's blushing. And good thing I did that because there's like little strawberry seeds in there. So that left those out. Look at that. Ginger fluff. There you go. All right, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed today's live. Remember, if I can be of any help to you at all, please reach out to me. Thank you for joining. And yes, if you want to see replays, you either need to go to Instagram or check out my YouTube channel, Thermomix. You'll find me. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
So if you're looking for a nice, light, airy, fluffy, gluten-free cake, this is the one for you. Lots of flavour. And I loved adding that little bit of strawberry dust from Loverberry. That gave it just a nice little extra touch that added to the sweetness of the jam inside. Yum.